Mitsubishi Magna 1985 to 1992. Following a claimed $50 million Australian dollars development cost, Mitsubishi introduced the Magna to Australia in April 1985, initially as a sedan-only model, but with a station wagon added in June 1987. It was manufactured at Donsley Park, South Australia. ML designated this first Magna as the trademark series, with the 1987 and 1989 updates known as the TN and TP series, respectively. Mitsubishi developed the Magna as a replacement for the rear-wheel drive, RWD, Sigma. Previously, Mitsubishi had a larger family car in the form of the mainly six-cylinder Chrysler Valiant, inherited upon ML's takeover of Chrysler Australia's operations in 1980. Nevertheless, the Valiant was put out of production the following year, making the medium-sized Sigma ML's largest offering. When a replacement became due, ML opined that a car's width was a crucial factor to Australian buyers who have traditionally favoured large cars. As a result, to compete more effectively against the large RWD rivals, viz. the Ford Falcon and Holden Commodore, former Chrysler engineers now working for ML, developed a wider mid-sized car specific to the Australian market. This model derived from the fifth-generation Japanese Mitsubishi Galant, Sigma, a front-wheel drive, FWD, vehicle released in August 1983. Engineers accomplished this by splicing an extra 65mm, 2.6 in, of width through the Galant's body and by strengthening it for Australian road conditions. Mitsubishi Motors codenamed these cars as HNYFW, W for wide. To emphasize the size advantage of the Mitsubishi over other medium cars, it was named Magna, deriving from the Latin word magnus, meaning big. The only major aesthetic difference of the Magna relative to its Japanese donor was the wider body, as the general styling and side profile were similar, also thanks to shared tooling for doors, guards and pillars. While still smaller and lighter than its then current RWD rivals, the Ford Falcon and Holden Commodore, the Magna trumped the latter for interior space due to the inherently superior packaging offered by the FWD layout. As the enlarging added minimal weight and the overall footprint remained smaller compared to rivals, the Magna could make do with a big-bore four-cylinder engine instead of the more traditional six-cylinder engines used by Holden and Ford. Even despite a drag coefficient of CD equals 0.36, fuel efficiency was not significantly better. In particular, average fuel consumption was officially rated at 11.0 liters/100 kilometers, 21.4 miles per gallon US, in city driving and 7.8 liters/100 kilometers, 30 miles per gallon US, in highway driving. The widening approach proved successful for the Australian market, making the Magna a strong competitor against all original competitors envisaged by ML, being the Toyota Corona, Holden Camira, Nissan Bluebird, Ford Telstar, plus the larger Holden Commodore. The platform widening also helped influence Honda, Mazda, Nissan, and Toyota to do the same for their mid-size models in international markets, such as in the case of the wide-bodied Toyota Camry, XV10, of 1991. The engine of the Magna was the Australian-made 2.6-litre transversely mounted inline four-cylinder engine. Codenamed 4G54 and marketed as Astronaut 2, it was a development of the Astronaut engine, codenamed 4G52, fitted to Sigma. It initially produced 85 kilowatts, 114 horsepower, at 5,000 revolutions per minute and 198 Nm, 146 pounds-feet, at 3,000 revolutions per minute. Astronaut 2 was an 8-valve single overhead cam, SOC, design with advanced features for the time, such as hydraulic mounts and silent shaft counterbalancing technology, designed and licensed to other automakers by Mitsubishi Motors to reduce the vibrations inherent in large four-cylinder engines. In the trademark series, these engines were carbureted, with Mitsubishi's multi-electronic fuel injection, IFA, version launched with the TN series, boosting power to 93 kilowatts, 125 horsepower. Magna was fitted with either a 5-speed manual or a 4-speed DLC automatic transmission with electronic control and overdrive, A button on the shift lever providing the ability to switch between the default 3-speed mode or overdrive 4-speed. The executive and luxury elite models, however, were available only in automatic. In terms of suspension, Magna's front comprised McPherson struts front design and, at the rear, a 3-link torsion beam axle with coil springs, specifically, a torsion beam axle, located by 2 trailing arms and a panhard rod. The wagons ran a 4-link beam axle with coil springs. Between 1985 and 1990, Mill sold almost 209,000 Magnas.